Y'all seen this on Twitter, and I want to talk about it because one thing about it, in order for us to heal, in order for us to grow, we gotta have real conversations. And so this comment was interesting to me. She said, "I'm not street and I don't pretend to be, but I often wonder if those who choose the street life ever think about how many lives are lost by their senseless and continuous violence." This can be a very emotional conversation. Hold on. So let's talk about this. Remember, I'm in my house and I ain't washed my hair, and don't worry about me. Let's talk about it. If you ever follow me for a while, y'all know I talk about a lot of different things. I am not a one stop shop, okay? Yes, I am. I am a one stop shop. I'm not a one trick pony. Let me clarify that. I am not a one trick pony. Okay, very well rounded. Anyway, well rounded. Can we talk today? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see how it go. Anyways, I've talked about the darkness of the mind. And when I say darkness, I want you to think about the dark when you cannot see. You cannot see in the dark. And darkness tends to bring up a lot of fear and a lot of other things because people fear what they do not know, right? And it's kind of hard to defend yourself from what you cannot see. And that's what I mean when I talk about darkness. You're blind to a lot of things. You cannot see them. And that's important for people to understand when we talk about darkness. One thing about enlightenment or the light, it is to illuminate the darkness, which means it is to understand the dark, right? To bring light to the dark, to bring understanding. The reason why I say these conversations can be emotional is because it looks like a certain community in a certain life because it is the one that is always put on Front Street. It is the one that is masked off. But it exists everywhere. People tend to hide behind masks and illusions, and that's why people don't see the darkness of others, but they focus the darkness on the street life, particularly on the African American community, because it is what is in the light and it has no mask. Put that out there because it's so important for us to understand all these things. Hold on. So, anyways, in this type of street life, there's a lot of things that go into it. And I want to really focus on the darkness of the darkest parts of the mind because it's so important that people know that they can overcome and win those battles, but also to have empathy for those who lose those battles because they're actually complicated battles. They're not easy battles. And some people lose those battles and you don't see them. And that's why we concentrate on one community rather than the root of the issue altogether. Not everybody thinks about the long term effects of that life because you don't have the privilege to do so. When we're talking about survival mode and we're talking about being in the midst of that battle in the darkness and having to fight other people because they're having those same battles and those things project out, so it's just kind of war. The war within projects to the war within on the streets. When you live that type of life, when you're battling that darkness and you lose battles, you're going to be motivated to win battles, right? And when you start to win battles, you're going to be motivated to continue to win battles because it is the motivation to survive, if I'm going to be honest. And that's why there's so much chaos on the streets because of the chaos within. When you are in poverty, because a lot of this stuff starts out in poverty, right? And then it just gets bigger. But once you're in it, it's hard to get out of it, no matter the income that starts to come in, because you still have those battles within, and then you have the chaos on the outside that has been created. And so there's a lot of inner work and there's a lot of work within the community that has to be done. And a lot of it has so many roots to other things. And it is going to take time and it's going to take patience. It's going to take understanding and it's going to take empathy and sympathy, grace and mercy to come out of. Anyways, I'm going to leave the conversation alone because there's so much to be said. and my mind is wanting to say everything at once, which is making me ramble a little bit. So let me just go on. But just remember that you can overcome that darkness. And I'm not telling you because I believe it, I'm telling you because I know it, because I have done it for many, many years, have battled it. I'm leaving you with this. Many girls dreamed of marriage and things like that. I dreamed of being a sniper, hitman, assassin. It's kind of, probably disturbing to people, but it wasn't disturbing to me. But I remember telling my mom that's what I wanted to do, and she told me she would turn me in. And because I love my mother, and I knew what I would have to do to my mother, um, I had to let that dream go. Wasn't willing to sacrifice my mom for it. Anyway, so I get the darkness of the mind, and it's rooted in a lot of different things that do not belong to us, that has been put in us through the circumstances of life because of the things that are living, if that makes sense. And if it don't, I'll tell you later.